So we we want to say welcome to spring. I know some days have been feeling, yes, spring is here. Some days have felt like summer, and then some days it really feels like we're going backwards a little bit. So we really want to engage everyone just to get a feel for the room of what is your favorite springtime activity? I know it could range from hiking, walking, doing yard work. So we just wanted to just see what is your favorite springtime activity. And if
Ooh,
you wouldn't mind, just put that in the chat for us.
I already see some coming in, Bhutan. Okay, these are great, guys. Amanda says it snowed in Steuben County. Dad, I'm sorry, Amanda. Planting, biking with my family, dancing in the rain, gardening, listening to thunderstorms, planting flowers, not raking,
Not raking.
planting flowers, usually sailing, hiking with my dog, gardening, camping, end of spring, and starting my garden, gardening and walking. A lot of people like to get outside. That's awesome.
Yes.
Walking, playing golf, hiking and biking, walking outside, patio season for the restaurants, riding my bike, spending time in the sun, sitting out in the with the hundreds of chickens, hiking yard work, the cherry blossoms. Wonderful. This is great, guys. Thank you so much for putting those in there. Please feel free to keep adding, but it looks like we really enjoy getting outside. And I think, it's not as cold, right, Bhutan? We've been able to, both of us like to get outside with our families as well. And it might not be always the warmest in spring, but it is getting more and more beautiful. And it's nice to be able to get out after a long winter. Well, we hope you
Yeah.
get to enjoy some of those activities this weekend.
Yeah. Everyone for sharing your activity.
hmm we're going to talk a little bit about what Slack is and do an introductory activity to kind of gauge your prior knowledge of the system. Then we'll go over the benefits of using Slack and how to access it. Budan is going to do a really extensive tutorial as well and walk you through the live channels that we use, which are the Empire State Family Childcare Collaborative and the Business Specialist Initiative. So those are the two channels that he and I have access to and that we support. And that will also be a great time for you to ask any questions that you have. It's no question too small, okay? And lastly, we'll have a reflection and closing. So that's what we're looking at doing today. We have a couple objectives that we've also set out for you that we hope you're going to be able to accomplish by the end of the session. So our first goal is that you'll be able to um, explore the Slack features and support the communication and collaboration between yourself, other people doing similar work to you across the state, and then also with ECLC staff. And then equally important, so we also labeled it number one, participants will learn strategies for increasing peer engagement in virtual spaces. So, we are lucky that we have these tools that can help us, but engaging in virtual spaces is a little bit different than engaging in person. And so we wanted to just highlight that this is a tool we think can facilitate that really well, because it is something that can be immediate, but it's not a substitute and it doesn't work exactly the same as in-person meetings. So we're going to highlight some of the ways that happens during this training. Those are our goals for today. And the next thing that we're going to do is introduce the tool by asking you to share your prior knowledge. And Udan has created a whiteboard that will allow you to put in your comments about what you already know about Slack and whether you've used it or not, whether you're a complete new person, whatever. In the chat, Udan put a link to this whiteboard. So you can see this on the screen right now. This is in Canva. It's a design tool that we use at ECLC. That's great. It has a lot of free features. Udan, do you want to talk a little bit about what you are hoping people can do in this whiteboard? And if you haven't already clicked the link that Budan put in the chat, please do that now. And then you're going to see he's sharing his screen. You're going to see it on your own screen too. So tell us what we should do, Udon.
Yeah. So we just want to gauge everyone's current knowledge just to see where everyone currently is in terms of what do you currently know about Slack. So we just want to gauge a baseline. So you can utilize any of these uh, tabs here.
Sticky notes?
Sticky notes, just enter your ideas. If you do want to add a new sticky note, if you come over here to the left-hand side, there is an option for sticky note. If you click on it, you can select any color you would like to, and it just adds a brand new sticky note for you. So that's the goal for the activity, just to get your current knowledge. And we can take maybe about 1 to 2 minutes just to give provide your thoughts, and then we can probably share out a little bit.
Perfect. Great to see everyone typing in their experience.
If anybody's having any problems accessing this or clicking in, feel free to use the chat box as well,
Thank you, Brooke.
just in case. Sometimes there's some issues trying to get on.
Let's take maybe another minute or so just to finish up our thoughts.
Looking like there is a good mix of experience, right, Budan?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yes.
Plenty of people saying I've never used it. I don't know anything about it. That's why I'm here. That's great. Other people are saying I have used it to communicate. People are talking about having used it in different capacities too, but never at their current position at their CCRC. So we have a lot of different experiences. It's great if you've used it before during the tutorial. And then at the end, we're going to ask you to just think about, now that you know more about it, how you can anticipate yourself using it. If you have used it, love to have you jump in during those sections and share your experience. And for those of you that haven't used it or just feel somewhat familiar and want to know more, we're glad you're here.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, it looks like it is a mix of a mixed message in terms of experience using Slack. So yeah, we're definitely happy to share more and provide more information on the beauty of utilizing Slack.
Thanks, Budan.
Yeah. So we're gonna just switch back over to our presentation and we will continue.
Okay, great.
Oh, geez.
Thank you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the platform and then we're going to go into the tutorial. So as you probably have guessed, but again, because so many of you haven't used it yet, just want to be really transparent about it. Slack is a free online platform that allows people to communicate across organizations. You can also use it to share resources and work on projects collaboratively. There are many benefits to paying for Slack, and that's why ECLC pays for it. And that's why Brooke was saying, it is expensive. The benefits are really worth it to pay for it. But I did want to mention it is something that you can also use for free. So that in case you are interested in testing it out in other contexts, you know that that's a possibility. But we primarily use it at ECLC for these purposes. Having the ability for specialists that do the same work as you to communicate, to share resources with and between each other, and then also to work on projects together. You can also use it as almost an email or messaging tool. We don't use it like that, and the channels that we set up aren't really primarily for that purpose. But there are many organizations where Slack messaging has somewhat replaced email. And it's meant to be a little bit faster than email. At the same time, it's not as formal. And so if you want to communicate something out in a bigger group or it has like policies in it, it's probably not the best forum. Again, that's not how we use it though. So it's just simply put, this an online tool. You can access it both on the web and on your desktop, and we use it to communicate and collaborate. Let's go to the next slide. I think these are the big benefits to it and why we started using it as opposed to trying to use another communication tool. The first one is that because of the way it's structured, you can see what other people are talking about and network with them and share ideas with them. So, for example, when we go and look very soon at the business specialist channel, you're going to see that people will comment, different business specialists from across the state will comment on each other's posts and share ideas. When we were working on the grant technical assistance that Budhan mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, that happened really frequently because people would just spend time with this open. They'd see a message come up and they'd say, okay, I can answer that. I was in a similar situation in X location. That's why we set up this to be within peer communities. So the healthcare consultant community, the trainer community, the executive director community, because that way you can easily see what other people are thinking and doing and share ideas quickly. The second thing that we like about it is it does allow you to upload resources. So you're going to also see that feature and learn how to upload your own resources and find resources that ECLC uploaded. This is pretty different in terms of how easy it is to use compared to putting resources on something like Microsoft SharePoint. So at your agency, you probably use Microsoft tools, right? It's difficult to share Microsoft tools outside of your agency pretty regularly because workplaces set up boundaries so that random people can't come and access those resources, right? That also makes it difficult for us to share resources across agencies. If we put them on ECLC's channel, or for example, if I worked at Childcare Resource Network, if they put something on their own Microsoft product, it'd probably be hard for me to access it. But here, once you're invited to the channel and you're in the channel with other people doing your job, it's very easy to upload and download resources. So we like that feature quite a bit. And we think you're going to like it too. And the last thing is you don't need to sign in to access these resources. That kind of gets at what I was saying before. You know, when you put things on Google Drive or you try to share things from your own SharePoint, a lot of times there's a problem with people getting in. If you're a member of the Slack channel, once you get your membership up and going, those resources are all there and you can chat with other people doing similar work to you very easily. Let's go
That's
to the
what I
next
was going
slide.
to say. We use Google Drive a lot for like our trainers and for our healthcare consultants. And you can access it without a Gmail account, but there's all those permissions. So if you don't forget to toggle one, then they can't edit or they can't upload. So there are a lot of things that kind of restrict users when you
Absolutely. Yeah. And I found that too, Brooke. Okay. So how are you going to gain access to Slack? We know some of you are already using it. You already have access. The access to the channels is going to be issued by ECLC. Okay. Now, we want to make sure you know that we will notify you via email and just say, look for an email that's inviting you to Slack. On some of the channels right now, you can add other people or people can add themselves. And that's a feature that's a little bit challenging for us to control fully. But what I will say is that if you aren't receiving the invitation from us at ECLC, you won't be getting part of the paid account that we have. And ultimately, you're going to notice, okay, some of the resources go away, or I don't have access to my account anymore. So just go ahead and wait instead of trying to join the channel. Go ahead and wait till your channel gets started. Now, if you're in the Business Specialist or Empire State Family Childcare Collaborative, you already know about Slack. You're probably already using it. You already have gotten those invitations. But for the other channels, we haven't started using them yet. You don't need to worry too much about getting access until the person that's coordinating the effort at ECLC lets you know. And the second piece is that in order to be part of the channels, we want you to be an active participant in the community of practice or peer learning community. for that particular group. So for example, I mentioned that Budan and I have access to just business specialists and Empire State Family Childcare Collaborative. I'm not going to have access to the healthcare consultants channel. I'm probably not going to have access to the trainer channel either. I don't participate in either of those groups. So let's say that you're in a position of healthcare consultant, you'll just be part of that group. You won't be part of another channel.
But
Okay.
if they are both dual roles, they could potentially get
Absolutely.
multiple
As
channels.
long as you participate in a community practice or a peer learning community, if you have multiple hats that you wear at your agency, that's fine. It's just you don't need to be in the communities that you don't directly do work in, because the whole point here is to collaborate with other people doing similar work to you, and I don't have much I can contribute to that conversation. Additionally, like Brooke said, the paid version is expensive. It has a lot more features, but we also have a limit on how many people can be part of it. And so we don't want just people not using it.
If they're already in a channel and then they get invited to another, it's not an additional cost. They're already in as one person.
There is not an additional cost. No, for us. And again, these costs are covered by us at ECS. So if you aren't already part of a channel, you're going to wait till you hear that we're getting this launched and started. If you are already part of it, then that means that you're in one of the active networks. Let's take a look at the tool now. So you can kind of take this idea that you have, we've been talking about, and see what it actually looks like in practice. So Budan is going to pull that up for us.
Yeah. So next, we're going to take a test drive through the Slack channels.
Perfect.
So
and definitely. Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Budan. I was just going to say, please start writing down your questions, like taking note as Budan goes through this of what you're wanting to see again or what you want him to explain more. Once he finishes the tutorial, we'll have lots of time for questions. Okay, and we want to make sure we answer them for you. Go ahead, Budan.
So we're going to take a test drive today through Slack. So we're going to look at how we can and post a message. We're going to look at some of the folders that we've created and what's in those folders. That's one of the things that we mentioned in terms of having access to resource. We'll also take a look at how we can create folders and also upload documents as well, which I think is a really cool feature that you can have access right away to the resources.
Absolutely.
First, on the left-hand side, you can see
go back one more step and just show us what the first initial page looks like, just for those that's never been in here. Budan, and where you click, sorry.
Sure. So I'll do a refresh. So once you get the invite from us, you'll create a username and a password. And we're loading. Sorry about that, everyone.
Sorry, Budan, if I screwed you up. I just want them to know what they're looking for in that first initial sign-in page, just so they know where to click.
It may be difficult for us to show that because once you create an account, it kind of auto logs you in. But I can try if you guys want me to. Give me 1 second, okay?
That's okay. Just go ahead. I just thought it would be, because I know once I go in there, I'm like, where do I go now, right? Like, where am I clicking to access? So I just
it's an email like that you would get to your inbox, and so then it will, like Budan said, ask you to set up the account. And likely when we launch these new communities, the ECLC staff who work with that community of practice are going to have to be on hand to do technical assistance and help some people log in. Right, because Budan does that pretty regularly for us. But it's just a link that you click, and then it will you'll create your username and password, and then basically every time you log in, it just takes you directly to this page.
Yeah. So first thing is, once you set up your account, you are going to come to this page. So if you are only part of Staff Family Childcare network, you're just going to have access to that particular channel. If you're part of Business Specialists only, you'll have access to just the Business Specialist channel. Now, if you're wearing multiple hats, where you're participating in both initiatives, you are going to have access to both channels. So you should see that within your Slack platform of having access to both.
And any channels that you're part of are going to be under external connections or hashtag channels. That's where they will be, at that bottom half of this sidebar on the left-hand side.
Yep. Some of the things that you would have access to, of course, is aside from entering a message, I can say hello, and I can actually tag at, and it just brings up the name of everyone that's in that specific channel. So let's say I want to send Andrea a message. I would say hello at Andrea Ryberg. Here she is. And I can just type my message to her. It's very similar to if you're using Teams internally, or if you've ever used a messaging software, you can actually tag a person. Same thing in emails as well. If you're using Outlook, you can tag someone. So it's very similar here in Slack. So you can tag someone if you want to get their attention. So if you're at a CRC and you want to tag myself or tag whoever from ECLC, you can just put their name in, and it notifies them as well that, hey, someone's trying to get your attention.
Do you have to have the app up, like logged into the app in order to receive a message?
No.
So you can set it up to receive it by email as well, like an email notification if something comes in.
Oh, okay. So then if somebody tags me, I'll get an email notification saying something in Slack, so it'll direct me to the channel.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but for me, like I stay logged in because sometimes folks may need me, or they have questions or something like that. So I stay logged in, but certainly you do not have to stay logged in. If someone is posting something, you can set it up so it comes to your email. So as you can see here, we've posted different things. So we actually posted the mini training series flyer in here. There's other items that we've posted. That way it goes right away to whoever is working on the project, and they have access to view it. So here's Mariah. She works on the Staff Family Childcare Network initiative. So she's in here posting different things. Here's a message or something that Rachel posts. And as you can see, someone Stephanie replied back to her. So is that communication and that conversation that we were referring to earlier, that you can put something in here and someone else sees it and they can answer and provide a resource right away. So it's pretty cool in terms of that communication piece, the collaboration piece, and building networks with others in the work that you're doing together.
And that all happens kind of here in this messages part of the channel.
Correct.
So it's like this is the main place where people would have communication. But then there's also the resource folders. So you'll see those next.
Yeah. There's also folders that we've created as well. So up here, if we go to our community of practice folder, here we go. So in here, it has our recordings, it has our agenda, and it has the presentations for the COP meetings that we've conducted. So let's say something comes up and you happen to miss a meeting, or you couldn't attend a meeting due to another obligation. You can come in here. The recording is in here, the agenda and the presentation is here as well. That way, if you do need to catch up on things, it is in here that you can go through. You can access the recording and access the presentation as well.
Are you uploading those to that folder, Budan? Is that that's how they get there, correct?
Correct, yes.
Yes.
And I'll go through that in a few minutes just to show people how they can actually upload stuff as well. So there is an ECLC shared folder in here as well. And correct me if I'm wrong, the ECLC shared folder is what ECLC uploads.
In this channel it is, yes, but you
in
can
this
make it
channel.
whatever you wanted, exactly.
Yep.
In this channel, these are resources we uploaded, but someone could easily upload their own. So Budon's going to show that.
And then
Yep.
me being the administrator to like the groups per se, I can make my own titled folders, right? As to like resources or meeting notes, and then we could have it organized like that, correct?
Correct.
Exactly.
Yep. So one of the things I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go through, create a folder, and I'm going to upload some stuff as well, just to give everyone an idea. So next, for this particular channel, we do have a shared resource folder. The shared resource folder is for anyone within the network. If they have a specific resource that they would like to share with their other colleagues, they can come in here. They can click the add button, and they can upload that whatever file it is, or they can simply they can open their folder and they can do a simple drag and drop as well. So it's pretty neat. We've created folders that way. If folks do want to share a specific resource, there is an area as well that they can upload items. So before we move on to creating folders and uploading any items, just want to pause just to see if there's maybe any questions or if there's anything I should clarify before we move forward.
I have one question.
Sure, go ahead.
Can everyone share the access? Everyone has access to the shared folders at any
Yes.
time? Okay.
Yes. So once you are part of the channel, once we sent an invite to you and you've created an account, you do have access to those folders.
Thank you.
But Tammy, you'll only have access to the groups that you're invited to.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right.
I get
Yep.
that. Thank you.
Excellent question, Tammy. Any other questions?
If you want to have resources for providers, will they be able to access this channel as well, or no? It's just professional.
Yeah, it's just for you. So if your agency wants to implement Slack on their own and have it for providers, you could set it up in that manner where you're inviting your providers, and then that way they can access the resources. But as is right now, it's just for CCRC staff who's participating in those COPs.
Right. This would be a great tool like for those folks that have like directors groups that want to share materials amongst different directors and stuff like that. But then that funding source would have to come directly from your CCRC. This is just for us to share, but you would be able to pull resources that we're sharing with one another and save and print to be able to utilize in your own position.
Absolutely. I think that's actually a really good idea, Gladys. Like you could start your own Slack channel for providers.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we wanted. We hope that this would kind of spark that type of thing because it is really easy to use this, and it's it looks kind of goofy, but like once you get used to it for a minute, it's really just, I'm here to send messages to other people, look up resources, share my own resources.
I think it's fast. Like you said, you get it and you open it, you see it, and then you can share it or you can reply, say, oh, I like it. When can we talk about this? It's something faster than an email or something like that.
Yes, it absolutely is. And I think, remember I mentioned like that a lot of people, I know there are companies where this is their primary communication tool amongst themselves. And they are DMing each other instead of emailing each other because it is faster.
It is.
Yeah. And Lindsay commented it resembles Microsoft Teams. Absolutely. It's very similar to Teams, Lindsay. And the only difference is that you don't have to have, ultimately someone has to pay for Teams, and it's not easy to give access to like providers or for us to give access to you guys. That's why we went with this tool instead, because it's cloud-based. But yeah, it's very similar usage as Teams.
Perfect. Any other questions, comments? clarifying questions. All right. Certainly, if anything comes through, please put it in chat, and we are going to have some time later for questions as well. So what I just did is I went from Staff Family Care Network channel, and now I'm going to the Business Specialist channel. The Business Specialist channel, it is laid out the same way as the Staff Family Childcare Network. Of course, there's a little bit, the content is different. So in the Business Specialist, this is our 2025 folder. We've archived same things. We've archived the agenda and the meetings and the recordings for 2025. In our resource link, there's resources in the folder. First item here is the Business Specialist Guide, which we created. It's in here as well. We do have information as well that can be shared with providers. And also we do have our CSCA voice telemedicine and their benefits plan as well. So great resources are in here for business specialists. If there's anything you want to go through, look at, if business specialists, if you're on the call, we do have a time space calculation in here as well. So if you're interested in time space, there is resources in here as well. And of course, we do have more folders in here. We have the BAS and PASS items are in here as well. We worked on the grants, so we saved different reports from the grants. It's in here as well. So if you ever want to take a look at it, if you're on the call, certainly know we do have those reports stored in Slack as well. And lastly is we do have our 2026 Business Specialist COP meeting. So our meetings are in here, our agenda and presentation. So next item is I just want to go through and just to show you how to create a folder and also how to upload items into the folder. So I'm just going to, can everyone still see my screen okay? Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger for us.
Great.
Yeah, so when you want to add a folder or create a folder, on the right-hand side, there is a add button. So we can click the add button, and from the drop-down, there's a few options there. There's Canvas, there's list, there's links. So you can actually put links in here. If it's a recording or if it's a YouTube link that you found that you think is a great resource, you can just put the link to the YouTube video. But the option that we're looking for today is the folder option. So if you click on it, you can give it a name, training. And boom. So we click the folder, we give it a name, and it creates the folder for you. Next item is you can do it one or two ways. You can upload items. One, you can go through this way, where it just opens the folder for you. The other way is you can drag and drop. I personally, I prefer the drag and drop option. So I do have a few items saved for our presentation today. I'm just going to open this up. So I do have two folders side by side. I'm going to select my images, and I'm just going to drag and drop. And we're just going to give it
for groups that we already have all this info in the Google Docs. When I transfer all of our materials, it'll be just as simple as creating the same folders that are in the Google Drive and then just kind of mimicking that into here. So it'll just be like
That's what I would do.
Right? And then just drag and drop all of them.
Drag and drop, yeah. So when you're dragging and dropping, it is going to give you a prompt. When you share files here, anyone in the channel can view it. So do you want to continue? Yes, we do. we're going to share, and depending how many items you're uploading, it could take a few minutes, but as you can see, it's going pretty quickly. And there we are. I've just uploaded three images. Didn't take that long. It probably took less than a minute or so. But you can certainly do this if you want to upload items within the shared folder, or if you're potentially looking at if your organization wanted to do something with your providers. You can certainly upload resources right away, and whoever has access to the channel, they can view the resources right away as well. That does conclude my tutorial. I do want to pause again just to see if there's any questions, if there's anything I should go back and clarify in terms of anything on those two different channels.
Can you show us what the email looks like when it comes in, when you get a notification?
I necessarily won't have that email because I'll show you what it looks like on my end or whoever is sending the invite. So if we go here, there's like a little person icon. So I click here. This shows me everyone that's in a particular channel. So if I go to add people, I'm adding to the business specialist channel. And then what I'll do is I'll enter their email here. And then from here, it sends the notification to whoever I'm sending it to.
Maybe you could send one to Brooke now, and then you could show us, Brooke. It should come like immediately.
Because I just want to know what it looks like, so they're aware of what it would look like in their inbox when they receive a message from it, when something goes out. Because initially, I feel like I will upload all the materials first, so you're not getting a notification every time something's. Do they get a notification every time something's uploaded as well? Or no?
You can turn off or turn on any notifications that you want. So like I have no notifications.
So can you show us where the notifications are, Budan, too? So they're aware of like how they can ensure that they're going to get these email notifications? Because I don't foresee us, as meaning trainers and healthcare consultants, constantly having this open. But I feel like we will open it when we receive a notification. Like if there's a question from the field, we do get a lot of that. Or if somebody came across a really great resource and wants to share it with everybody, then we'll get the notification, right? So I just want to see what they're going to look out for. And then for them to say, oh, I need to open Slack.
Sure. So on upper right-hand corner, there's a little bell here. It says edit notifications. So if we click on it, so right now I have mine set up to all new posts. So whenever something is posted or something comes through, I hear the boop, 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 boop. But you can set it up to
just if somebody tags you, or
if someone tags you, or mute and hide. And there's also like an advanced setting, so you can probably go in here and do some advanced setting as well.
I don't think you're going to want to mute and hide, because the whole point of us accessing and utilizing this channel is to get notified and engage, right? So I wouldn't highly suggest that, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I just sent you a notification, Brooke. Did you receive it in your email?
I am going to look at my email right now.
All right, let's see if it came through.
Nope. Maybe it went to junk. That's why I'm asking. Let's see here. Nothing yet. I don't know.
Since you're also already part of Slack, like it may be
It
that
might
you,
Yeah,
have.
but wouldn't I
it
get a
just,
notification can you send me a message, Budon, like at my name and see how it comes through?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Now I'm on it, Andrea, but I have not used it. I'm not privy to this yet.
yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? That's why this was going to be good for me and for those that we're going to start. Our initial thought is once we have this training, we are going to start the rollout of this. We're going to send an inquiry email to ensure who wants to utilize this and if you're interested. And then that's when you're going to get invited to the channel once we hear back from you saying, yes, I'd love to use this. And then, and then you're going to obviously have to be an active member. So that's going to be happening shortly after this training, not today, but within this month, I believe we're going to start getting it all set up. So just so you know.
Just tagged you, Brooke. I'm not sure if it went through or not, but
maybe I don't have my things open the correct way, but I'm not receiving anything. That's why I asked, because I want to know, because if it's happening to me, it could happen to anybody else, right?
Yeah.
I have the email I can show you. It's nothing fancy though.
I'll stop sharing, Kayla.
Thank you, Kayla.
Thanks, Kayla.
Yeah.
When did you get an email?
This is back in February when I first
Okay.
joined Slack.
Ooh,
like,
and you found it. Good job, Kayla.
Was it in your junk, Kayla, or did it come directly to your inbox?
Nope, it came right from my inbox.
Okay.
You'll see. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it'll say it's from Slack, no reply, all bunch of letters. It'll say who invited you and then what channels. And then you'll click this button and it'll bring up Slack and you will have to create your
Okay,
account.
let's see where it brings you, just so we can see what it looks like. Thank you.
I already set it up, so I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you can see here that Kayla has downloaded the Slack app. There is like an actual desktop app, but you can also, instead of doing it on the desktop app, you can do it in your web browser too. It works exactly the same either way.
Or you just save the little app, and if you get, I think actually if you have the app active on the bottom, it'll toggle like a number if you get a message.
Yeah, I think personally,
that
if you want to stay logged in like Budon does, or if you're just someone that likes to use it more, I would get the app, but you don't need to.
Okay.
Thanks, Kayla.
Yeah, thank you. And I think we have just one last item, and then we are through for today. I think. Next is just our conversation in terms of Next is we wanted to have a conversation in terms of how do you think you can utilize Slack, and
or can we hear from those that are already using it and what they really like?
So anyone's more than welcome to enter into chat or come off mute. How might you use Slack? Some of the things that we brainstormed is it's another way to communicate with your providers. I know someone mentioned, I think it might have been Gladys, who probably mentioned that can we utilize this with our providers? So it's another way of communication with providers, instantly uploading resources, reducing paper use. And it's quick communication with the staff at your CCRC. So, any other thoughts or ideas of how do you think you can best utilize Slack?
I had a question about if we were to use it with providers, would that still be through ECLC or would that be something? Yeah, okay. Our CCR has to buy separately. I wasn't sure how many free users it allowed before you had to pay.
I don't think it allows free users. Isn't it only for a certain amount of time you can try it out? Is that how that works?
It does. No, there is a free version of it. So you could
Oh,
start with that and look into it, Victoria, but the options when you have it as a free version are limited. So it's something that's worth like exploring as once you start using it more, if you like it, I would bring it to my supervisor and the director of the agency and just say, hey, like this is how I'm currently communicating with providers, thought this might be a good forum to do it instead. And then try out and do some purchase, like do a demo with Slack, and they can show you what it would look like if you set it up as free for your providers or if you set it up as a paid version. That's what I would do.
I just found the free versus paid, and I just put it in the chat just so if you wanted to click on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
That's awesome, Brooke. Yep. But yeah, you would definitely, this could be a really powerful tool for you. And I think it is a clean platform to use. It doesn't have a lot of ads on it. Even in the free version, it doesn't have ads. And it's just very user friendly.
So it looks like the free only gives you 90 days of message history.
That's right. Yeah.
If you were to pay,
Deletes, yeah.
you keep all your history, which I think that's what we want to use it for, right? And then it's saying you can use up to 10 apps for the free version, and of course the paid is unlimited. So, and then you can only have one-on-one meetings, and the other ones you have group meetings. So you can have meetings through there as well.
Yeah, there's meeting options. There's also direct messaging as well. So if you want to have a private conversation with a specific person, you can definitely have a private conversation as well. So there's that option as well. And I know Slack has improved over the past couple of years, so they do have integration with other applications as well that you can integrate with Slack.
Excellent.
And then I just put the regular Slack. If you guys want to inquire about it or just read up on there, there's some, isn't there some tutorial videos on there as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Absolutely. It's very fun to go and watch that stuff too, because then you can get a chance to see how other people might try it. And we do have the specific ways that our communities of practice are using it, but there are definitely other ways to use it. And we've talked about a couple that we can imagine, but I bet there's way more than we can imagine. But yeah, we are glad that we have this as a tool. We think it's really helpful to build the relationships between people in the similar roles for both Empire State Family Childcare Collaborative and Business Specialist. So I'm excited to see that happen in other positions and strengthen the bonds you guys already have. But it's a great way to be able to hear what other people are doing and learn from others, even when you don't work with them directly. And we really appreciate you guys being here today and learning a little bit more about the tool. Thank you so much.
And don't get nervous, because if we feel like collectively each group needs a little to lean into this a little bit more, we can add this onto our meeting agendas and have a group discussion within our own meetings to kind of talk about what the folders that we're going to create in there and different things that we can all add in, because I feel like you guys have some great resources that you can add to share with everybody and along with ECLC. And I feel like it's going to be a great way to utilize our time, because if we have it in one spot, we can access it, or in communication tool, I feel like it's going to be great for the groups. So I appreciate you, Andrea and Budan, taking the time to create this. Of
course.
This with us. I asked a lot of questions because I need to start using it and it's new to me too. So I was asking the questions for you guys, so hopefully I didn't talk too much. But I appreciate you guys signing in today. Thank you, Kayla. Our next mini training is going to be July 10th. And that's going to be Canva and constant contact tips and tricks.
Ooh. You guys are going to like that one a lot.
We're not having it in June because that's our annual meeting and we're a little bit busy the next month. We have the IT conference coming up, then we have our annual meeting. So we're skipping a month just because of the craziness of what's going on in the back end at ECLC. But we will see you in July. Thank you for attending today. I appreciate it. Feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns.
It was great to meet everybody. Hope you have a good
Thank
weekend.
you.
Enjoy
Thank
your
you,
spring
Andrea and Budan.
activities.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye now.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye for now.
Look at that. 2 minutes to spare.